Hey, rabbit, everybody. Stephanie McCullough from Sofia Financial coming at you with my monthly dose of financial good luck. So I just got back from vacation and I started to read a new book. Well, it's new to me, been out for a few years. The Geometry of Wealth by Brian Portnoy, who is a brilliant thinker on all things money. I met Brian last year at Future Proof, the conference that I'm so excited to go to again. It's coming up in 10 days in Huntington Beach, California. So it's outdoors, it's by the beach. And yes, we're learning and doing all the deep thinking about money things. But so Brian wrote this book and I finally picked it up on the beach on vacation last week. Okay, I picked it up on the beach, but I didn't actually start reading it because, beach and staring at the water and birds and looking for shells and all those fun things. I did start reading it on the ferry home yesterday. So he makes some really brilliant points that I think will resonate with you. One of the things that I like to emphasize all the time is that, hey, yes, money feels overwhelming and it feels difficult. And it is, right? Like we shouldn't beat ourselves up for these feelings we have about tackling money and the difficulty of it. And Brian makes this point in The Geometry of Wealth. He talks about how money is analytically complex and emotionally fraught, both of those things. And on top of that, it's isolating. We all figure this out by ourselves, right? We're trying to go along our lives figuring out money. No one teaches us, as I've talked about many times. And it's still really not considered polite to discuss with our friends or with others, which we need to change, but it's still the truth. But the other point that Brian makes, which I think is really relevant and yet not talked about very much, is that we, as Americans living in 2023, have more control, but also responsibility over our own finances than have generations before us. And there's a quote I want to read here from page 15. We have more autonomy across more domains than ever before. So we used to have pension plans that provided for us in retirement. Those are pretty much gone. We used to have employers providing pretty robust benefits for us. And more of us are on our own, or we don't stay at the same employer. So we've got to kind of figure out our own benefit plan, so to speak. And then Brian goes on to say that we live in an age of information. We live in an age of anxiety. So there's more we've got to figure out on our own, right? Remember, we used to have travel agents. We used to have people checking us out at the grocery store. All of this stuff is on us now. And we know that decision fatigue is a real thing. So in addition to money, there's more and more stuff we've got to figure out on our own. So yeah, it's a lot and it's overwhelming. But the other point that Brian makes in the book is that building and executing a plan is itself a source of happiness. So I want to encourage you, and what I've seen over the past 26 years working with women around money is that the simple act of taking agency, taking control, taking those first steps, and actually our most recent podcast is on the first steps for financial planning. It feels like a big, hairy, scary monster, but if you can tackle these first couple things, it feels so empowering. And I have tons of clients who say, I just want to have a plan and work the plan, right? Coming up with the plan, not being told what it is, coming up with it as a collaborative exercise, and then taking the action steps bit by bit. It's not going to fix everything. It's not a magic wand, but it still is going to put you on the right. So that's my empowering good luck thought for the month. Rabbit, everyone. Also want to let you know, if you like my bookshelf here, that I have a new series of videos coming out on social media, but also on YouTube on a visit to my bookshelf, where I introduce you to some of my favorite books on personal finance. That's all for now. Stephanie McCullough signing off. Good luck, and we'll see you next month.